Hello, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, where we are continuing our investigation on Eridanus, and we are staring at our murder board. And of all the places, I am very interested about this collection of data pads that I cannot recall where they come from. So let's examine the board, shall we? Yes, something is rotten. Examine my suspects. Bertie Holcomb. The Homemeister, the hack attack. Bertie was dating Helen at the time of her death. Could the hot-headed hacker be a cold-blooded killer? Examine the broken tossball stick. A ruined picnic at the Purpleberry Orchards. A tossball stick snapped in half. Were they arguing? Did Bertie lose control of his temper? Other suspects. Spencer Woolrich, the supporting actor to the colony's leading woman, was Halcyon Helen's old rival responsible for sending her into retirement. We have a shot of hotel's security footage, while Chef Anwar looks away, Spencer Woolrich can be seen tampering with Helen's food. And a standard record of special requests made by hotel guests. Included in this list a curious request for a pterary gland on behalf of Mr. Spencer Woolrich. The request was fulfilled. Then we have Burbage, the most sophisticated acting automechanical since Burbage 3000. If an automechanical lacks sentience, can they truly be guilty of murder, or was Burbage 3001 merely an accessory? We have his prop gun. Repurposed weaponry is a common feature in the colony's automechanicals. As an acting automechanical, Burbage 3001's equipment may frequently be upgraded or replaced to suit its roles. You learned that Burbage 3001's most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. And we have maintenance logs. These maintenance logs were nearly destroyed. The remnants suggest that someone had accessed Burbage 3001's overrides and attempted to destroy the records. Then we have a prophet of profitability, Jasmine Leiva. Her seminars on wealth, prosperity, and the alignment of one's humors attract wealthy Byzantines to Eridanus. Does the heart of a vicious killer lurk beneath her spiritual veneer? What prevents you from unlocking your true potential? Natural talent, mental faculties, crippling anxiety? No, says Jasmine. Your humors must be realigned with the profitable currents of the universe. It's difficult to imagine why Helen might have held the prophet in contempt. The prophet deploys a curious bouquet of herbs in her therapy sessions. These herbs run the gamut from the bizarre to the exotic. They all share one quality: their side effects are highly unpleasant and potentially fatal. And Sedrick Kincannon. We're missing a photo. Proprietor of the Grand Colonial Hotel and Paris Spaceport, Administrator Ludovico's old rival. Kilo of Halcyon Helen? Examine the list of victims. We have Halcyon Helen herself. We have Dr. Blossom, head of research at the RR&DD labs located in the Purpleberry Orchards. Her lab was under attack by her own technicians. During the chaos, an unknown assailant murdered her. You listened to her final moments over an intercom. And Constable Keene, the nature of your wounds is familiar to you. We have the atmospheric complex itself. Prophet's retreat. Jasmine holds a retreat in the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve, not far from the hotel. Wealthy patrons are encouraged to enjoy the hotel's amenities when they are not busy purging themselves of harmful, unprofitable humors gathering inside their anatomy. Price Spaceport, the business end of Sublight Underground, something of a misnomer, as Sublight's underground's operations are about as high above ground as any location in Halcyon. Purpleberry Orchards. responsible for growing and cultivating the rhizo's proprietary purple berry, an essential ingredient in the majority of rhizo's confections and beverages. And RR&DD lab. So this particular picture with data pads is not zoomed in. Model needler gun. He discovered traces of chemicals in Helen's upturned luggage. Someone removed the needler from her belongings.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true.
She was murdered in her office.
Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you.
Oh, I can just confront him right away. I checked your terminal. Why were you tampering with Burbage 3001?
Why were you going through Maria's terminal?
Part of investigation. Because I'm the law-damned inspector. Now answer the question.
Any upgrades to valuable automechanicals must be authorized by me. I'm the administrator. And you need to focus on the hunt for Helen's killer.
What if you're the killer?
Was there anything else?
I managed to track down Black Hole Bertie.
I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Bertie is something of a character, but he's harmless. I feel a little bad for him.
Try not to feel too bad for him. Bertie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit.
He lost his temper at the picnic, but I think he regrets it.
Bertie has always had trouble controlling his temper. He's responsible for the untimely demise of more than a few toss-ball sticks at the end of a losing match. It's only natural to be suspicious. Helen's death was violent, and the two of them were close. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen?
No. What does it matter? Arrest the guy, pin some charges on him, and move on. It's possible. I'm still investigating my leads.
Understood. I appreciate your candor. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
By the way, Bertie agreed to stay at the Grand Colonial.
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. I'll make my report of your investigation into Bertie. Do you have anything else for me?
I've completed my investigation into Helen's poisoning.
Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner.
Why would I lie? Spencer Woolrich confessed.
Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
I finished my investigation into Jasmine Leyva, the prophet of profitability.
Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
She really wants to be arrested. That is true. I think she's a fraud on the chip.
Ms. Leyva's techniques have no basis in modern science, but she makes bits hand over fist. If that makes her a fraud, then she's only as fraudulent as our corporate leaders. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
No. I'm still considering my options, but no, I doubt she did it.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
I looked into Sedrick.
Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found.
I'm about to disappoint you. He's got an alibi.
Of course he's got an alibi. He runs Sublight Underground. He probably starts his day by preparing half a dozen alibis. With that in mind, do you think Sedrick was responsible for Helen's death?
No. He was torturing a guy at the time of Helen's death. I can't see past that alibi.
Fair enough, Inspector. I won't try to influence your judgment any more than I already have. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Sedrick. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident.
Sorry to disappoint you, Ludovico. He's alive and well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Sedrick's alive. The universe is a just place.
But that's the thing, I don't know who killed Halcyon Helen. Let's see.
Inspector, tell.
So I can I can blame the guy, right? I really don't think it was Woolrich. Like, I'm pretty confident that Burbage was the weapon of murder, so to speak. But it's a question who programmed the guy. And while we know that Woolrich did some changes, he does not strike me as a murderer. He wanted to take care of Helen, but that's why he tried to poison her. Why would he also try to kill her? It's like you do either one or the other. But Ludovico, he had access to reprogramming Burbage. I don't know the reason though, but I do want to like blame the guy.
I beg your pardon. You think I killed Halcyon Helen?
I've got proof. You tampered with Burbage. You tried to cover your tracks.
There's nothing to prove. I don't understand. Are you trying to make a mockery of justice, or are you really this incompetent? I expect you to deliver the name of Helen's killer. I expect you to deliver results, Inspector. And if you can't withstand the pressure, then I expect you to resign. We're done. Your services are no longer necessary.
I've got data proving that you programmed Burbage to fire on Helen.
You what? Now wait just a minute. That data was acquired illegally.
Evidence is evidence. Come clean, Ludovico.
All right, fine. Let's do this your way. You say I programmed Burbage to fire on Helen. Why? Helen was critical to my operations on Eridanos. I have no reasonable motive.
And that's my problem. I really don't know why. I can give you 3. You're suspicious, you're obsessive, and you're an asshole. This investigation is your motive. You're trying to pin this murder on someone, like Sedrick.
I admit, I have been encouraging you to resolve this case as quickly as possible. Helen's death is a stain on our reputation. I don't want it becoming permanent. It wasn't enough that she smile for our cameras and kiss a bottle of Spectrum Brown. No, she had to know what was in it, how it was made, why it was made.
So you lost your nerve. She asked a question and you had to silence her. I had a thought that the thugs that tried to attack me in the prize spaceport, spaceport, uh, they were asked to act as if they're slug people, right? So it does seem fitting that, yes, someone tried to frame slug for that.
Of course I lost my nerve. Helen was going to ruin everything. I don't see any point in continuing this charade. Yes, I killed Halcyon Helen. I confronted her in the grand ballroom. One blow to the back of the head. Burbage finished her off. No cameras, no witnesses, no spoiled actors threatening to undermine the future of Halcyon.
Oh well, please don't tell me this has something to do with those parasites.
They are not parasites. These creatures are a gift. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now.
Sounds like a trap. Someone's trying to kill you? Well, shit, don't let me get in their way. What you need is a less obvious trap.
I appreciate your skepticism, Inspector, but this is not a trap. There's a security breach at my distillery. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
Cool. So guys,
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kind of tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
All right. I got nothing going on.
We should definitely go. As for helping him, maybe we take the wait-and-see approach?
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos, there's no mess that your SAM unit can't unstick, unclog, or unsully.
Think of this as an opportunity to teach Mr. Ludovico the importance of compassion.
and I have yet another level. Cool. I also have a perk. I really don't like getting perks anymore because it's like what I'm doing with them. Let's go over this again. Alrighty. Let's leave the Grand Colonial, maybe together with Felix and Nyoka. Now. And now we're jogging towards distillery. Quite literally the only place I did not get to properly investigate yet.
Let's dance!
Why does it lead me there and not here? To the side entrance?
You want some of this?
Oh, that was simply terrible.
Covering you! Feels good! Feels good! Just wanted to make you smile!
This was such an awful special move from Felix. Just why? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's somewhat impressive to a certain degree, right? But it's a little bit over the board. We do not want to analyze a bunch of blood. Sure, okay. Helen herself, right?
It's you. I had a feeling you'd catch up to me sooner or later, Inspector. I was just hoping you'd find me standing over the administrator's corpse.
What in law's name? Halcyon Helen, how are you
Body
still
double?
alive?
Oh, is that Ludovico I hear? Perfect. I'm so glad he's still in the building. Would you mind letting him know I'm about to blow his whole operation to flinders?
No, that's a fair question. You want to explain how you are still alive?
Brace yourself, Inspector. You're about to learn the biggest secret in the vaporwave industry. Halcyon Helen was never one person. I shared this role with my twin sister, Belinda.
Are you serious? Halcyon Helen's got a twin sister? I mean, yeah, it's obvious. You know, if you think about it.
Belinda and I were the best kept secret in the business. Nobody could tell us apart. And certainly not a peevish, petty, miserable little worm like Quentin Ludovico. So when I discovered the truth, when I realized what Ludovico was about to unleash on this colony, Belinda paid the price.
That might explain why she was ordering so much food, because she's not eating alone. There are two people there. I know, Mr. Ludovico wasn't just in the middle of confession when you attacked.
Yes, Helen, I did it. Is that what you wanted to hear? I'd do it again. If it means defending Halcyon's future, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Tell the truth, Ludovico. There's nothing safe about Spectrum Brown. You want to infest this entire colony with those disgusting parasites.
They're not parasites. These creatures are symbiotic life forms. They belong to the highest order of life form, capable of living in perfect harmony with humanity. The symbiotes evoke a feeling of joy in their host, a bliss so pure, so profound as to render the most exquisite recreational substance obsolete. Oh, don't you see, Inspector? I want to bring joy back to Halcyon. I want this colony to smile again.
Yeah, he sounds infected. I've seen the way the infected behave.
A host only turns violent if they're carrying too many symbiotes, or if they see you as a threat. In its natural state, the relationship between symbiote and host is perfectly harmless. Listen to me. I never wanted to take a life, but I had no choice. I couldn't let anyone destroy this colony's only chance at real happiness. But what about Helen? What about all the innocent people she's killed?
No one I crossed off was innocent.
That was you in the labs. You killed Dr. Blossom.
Have you met Dr. Blossom? She was practically a reptile. A cold-blooded psychopath who toyed with human lives in the name of scientific advancement. Leora Blossom wasn't a person. She was a weapon in Ludovico's arsenal. You call it murder? I call it disarming my enemy.
I know you killed the Rangers mascot.
The mascot was a spy working for Ludovico. He was ordered to keep an eye on Belinda and I, and report back to his master.
You're being paranoid. I barely knew the fellow.
Don't try to deny it. Anywhere Belinda and I went, that mascot was there, just watching us with those cold, dead eyes.
It feels a little bit over the board. What about Constable Keane? I feel like he wasn't working for the administrator. Although he was in a weather station where people used to monitor the celebrities, right? So it may not be completely unfounded, you know?
Ludovico murdered my sister, Inspector. He killed Belinda with his own hands. Dr. Leora Blossom, Maria Keene, that flackwit of a mascot, they were standing between me and Ludovico, so I did what I had to do. I went through them.
But Constable Keane was on your side.
She was on Ludovico's side. When she realized I was alive, she refused to stay silent. I gave Maria a chance. I told her about Belinda. I asked for her help, but she turned me down. She was honor-bound to report me to Ludovico.
It sucks.
Maria had a duty to her company, and I had a duty to Belinda. We both did what we had to. But in the end, I was the faster shot.
Fair enough.
You know what you need to do. Help me avenge Belinda. Help me put a stop to this.
Don't listen to her. Listen to me. Throw in with Helen and you destroy Halcyon's only chance at real happiness. Think of the future, Inspector. A lifetime of bliss and joy for every colonist in Halcyon. We can make that happen.
I'm helping you, Helen, but once we get out of here, I expect answers.
It's a deal.
Sounds good to me. Let's get out of here.
We don't have a lot of time. We need to get out of here.
Not so fast. I've sealed the bulkhead doors. You're staying right where you are. I'm sorry to do this to you, Inspector. Truly I am. If it's any consolation, Helen has brought some remarkably powerful explosives. Your death should be instantaneous. Goodbye, Inspector. Helen, we won't meet again.
Damn it. He sealed us in, but I think I know another way out. Follow me and stay close. Head through that door. There's another way out. Looks like he sealed the door. Try throwing that switch down there. That should get us through.
The door with the giant exit sign is locked. It's so awful.
Nice work. We're close to the exit.
Okay, now it's open, okay.
We made it. Nice work, Inspector. We may have put a stop to Ludovico's operations, but he's still at large. He's probably gone into hiding, so we're going to root him out.
Alright. What's the plan?
This entire complex has been exposed to those parasites. Law only knows how many they've infected. Most of them won't even know they're carrying a parasite inside of them. If they're showing symptoms, it's probably already too late. Boundless energy, insufferable joy, an almost saccharine attitude of optimism. Then just like that, parasites bursting out of their bodies, fat and wriggling with vital energy.
There must be some kind of a pesticide. Benign to humans, lethal to parasites.
You're a step ahead of me, Inspector. An airborne pesticide of some kind. I think you may be onto something. Let's meet back at your penthouse. We'll ready our next move.
I have questions.
Not here. In private, back at the penthouse. Also, I rather like the ambiance there. See you soon, Inspector.
Ambience, she says. Ambience. Oh, and now it's sealed. Okay. I wonder if I meet any resistance on my way back to Grand Colonial. I mean, Ludovico, if he is desperate, might as well just release all the parasites, you know?
Out of my way!
This is so extra each time I activate any of those.
Damn, but we're good. To make you smile. Who's laughing now?
Why do we still have... As people infected with parasites, why do we still encounter them in the courtyard? Because wouldn't the guards do something with that? Wouldn't they notice them? Wouldn't there be any order? How does that work? Oh well.
Aha! Oh, next up.
It's strange. When you walk through that door, I half expected to see Belinda. Belinda and I practically shared a life. Losing her feels like losing a limb. She's conspicuous by her absence.
Sorry, this must be difficult for you.
I appreciate the sympathy, Inspector. Thank you. I'll appreciate your help even more. We shut down Ludovico's distillation plant, but he's not gonna sit idly by. If he can't use Spectrum Brown to infect the colony, I'll resort to some kind of backup plan. I stole this formula from Dr. Blossom, a failed prototype of Spectrum Brown. Look at this. The prototype had the opposite effect, and actually made you immune to the parasites.
So your immune system could destroy the parasites before the larval stage.
Precisely. I see we're in your wheelhouse, Inspector. Or do you prefer Doctor? We're going to need 2 ingredients. A sample of essence of sprat, and 1 intact pod of parasite eggs. Sedrick's warehouse in the Piraeus spaceport almost certainly carries a batch of sprat essence. As for the pod, I'd check the wilderness reserve if I were you.
Oh, you mean sprat nucleons? They are commonly used in medical experiments. I should be able to synthesize an effective anti-parasitic. Can I?
You're a scientist and an inspector? You really are full of surprises. I borrowed a centrifuge from the research lab. Used the ingredients to synthesize an anti-parasitic.
Easy enough.
I'm glad I could count on your expertise. Once you're finished, head to the pilot house. We'll hijack the control system and disperse the cure into the atmosphere. That should kill off most of the parasites.
Not so fast. Let me borrow your needler.
Are you worried I'm gonna shoot you in the back?
I'm already doing all the work. I deserve to feel like an Etherwave hero.
You're right. You do deserve the spotlight. Here. You take good care of my needler, and it'll take good care of you.
Holster the gun.
There is one other thing. While you're at Piraeus Spaceport, have a word with Sedrick Kincannon. I know Sedrick. There's nothing he wants more than a chance to eliminate Ludovico. We could use him on our side. Best of luck, Inspector. I'm counting on you.
I wanted to ask you about Belinda.
I'm not accustomed to talking about Belinda, but I'm also not accustomed to the kind of sympathy you showed me earlier. So I'll make an exception for you. Belinda and I shared the role of Helen, but she was also the only person who knew the real me. To the rest of the colony, I'm Halcyon Helen, but to my sister, I was just Ruth. I could be myself around Belinda, and she could be herself around me. She was my only sister, but she was also my only friend.
Nobody else knew you had a twin sister?
Parents, naturally. An agent, a couple of directors. None of them had any reason to reveal the truth. To them, Helen was a brand. Revealing our secret meant damaging that brand. Damaging that brand meant losing money. Nobody in this colony wants to lose money. Belinda and I saw Helen as an act of theatric sleight of hand. We enjoyed the deception, the challenge. We wanted to see how far we could go.
I can't imagine you thought it would end this way.
No. Frankly, I imagined we'd retire and skip to a cozy little resort colony a few stars away. One day, some enterprising fan would track us down for a documentary about the two Helens. It should have been me in that ballroom. Belinda died because I was careless.
Please don't
Never
blame
mind
yourself.
that. If you've got something else to ask me, now's the time.
Wasn't it hard for Belinda to keep herself hidden like that?
No. Belinda enjoyed the secrecy. She could slip into the role of Halcyon Helen, attend social events on my behalf, perform a few stunts, deliver a few lines. And then, when she grew tired of all the people and all the attention, all she had to do was slip out of the role and be my sister again. She was the secret twin. She had a comfortable life in the shadows, an easier life. I made sure of that.
She was important to you.
What I want is my sister back, but I'll settle for killing Ludovico. I'm glad I could satisfy your curiosity.
You killed innocent people. Did you really think I'd be okay with that?
Yes, Inspector. I did. Leora Blossom and Maria Keene were on Ludovico's side. They chose to stand between me and my sister's killer. I had to cross them off.
What exactly happened between you and Keene?
Would you believe me if I said I gave the constable a chance? I spoke to her in her office. I told her everything. Belinda, Ludovico, the parasites, all of it. Maria said I was guilty of corporate sabotage and that she had a duty to report me. She told me how sorry she was, and I told her the same thing. And then I shot her. Maria was defending my sister's killer. If someone murdered one of your crew in cold blood, what would you do?
Yeah, like, don't shift blood. Don't shift blame. But then again, I also murder a lot of people, like my character. So let's just shrug. I never really needed a reason to go on a murderous rampage.
Well, that's, concerning on a number of levels. Let's just hope you direct your violent impulses toward the administrator. Was there anything else?
Oh, you're disarmed now, so... Betty was carrying this datapad. I think it's yours.
Yes, this is mine. I'd kept notes on everything I suspected, everything I'd discovered. It's all here, all in code. Belinda and we had a secret way of communicating. Words and phrases that had a special meaning to us. Numbers and dates that were only important to the two of us. Only two people in the universe knew that language.
Take it.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
What exactly happened on the night of the murder?
You don't know how many times I relived this moment in my mind. I discovered what Ludovico was up to when I toured the orchards. I threatened to expose his plan. Ludovico decided to eliminate me. He programmed Burbage 3001 to fire on his command and disabled the security cameras in the ballroom. Only, he didn't know about Belinda. I'm sure he thought it was my skull he caved in with a bottle of Spectrum Brown. Burbage covered his blow with the plasma shot, and then Ludovico wiped his memory.
Yeah, then he hired me to pin the murder on someone else.
I don't think he expected you to be so competent. In the end, hiring you may have been his undoing.
No, yes, that's
I
true.
went after Leora Blossom, and you were just one step behind me. I programmed an automech to steal some explosives from Sedrick, but you weren't far behind. You were always hot on my heels, one step behind and catching up. I realized I'd have to throw in with you or eliminate you.
I want to hear the whole story.
It's a long story, Inspector.
I have time. Then you best get started.
It was supposed to be just another marketing job. Rizzo's wanted Halcyon Helen to be the face of Spectrum Brown. Some hideous concoction served with a dead parasite. All we had to do was spend a few weeks on Eridanos, shake some hands, sign a few autographs, drink a bottle of Spectrum Brown in front of a camera, and try to smile. Belinda didn't want to go. But I wanted a change of scenery. In any case, we couldn't possibly say no.
You make it sound like you didn't have a choice.
Belinda and I are Halcyon Helen. Halcyon Helen is a creative property owned by whatever company sponsors our latest picture. Rizzo's finance the majority of Terror on Monarch, which means they currently own 51% of Halcyon Helen. We were required by law to take the job.
But Belinda didn't want to go.
Belinda always hated endorsement deals. They felt cheap to her, inauthentic. She always believed her first priority was to our fans, and not the company that bought us out.
What made you change your mind?
Nothing. She took the job when I did. Belinda was an idealist, and her ideals died with her. Belinda and I arrived on Eridanos and played our usual game of trading places. We were practically flawless. Even Ludovico didn't know about us. Belinda was unhappy for the first few days, but then she met Bertie Holcomb. Bertie treated her like a human being and not just an Aetherwave icon. They were just about perfect.
So why'd they break up?
Bertie didn't know the truth about Belinda and I. He thought he was dating Ruth Bellamy, and Belinda... she didn't want to lie to him.
So you asked her to break up with him?
Of course not. She was my sister. I'd never stand in the way of her happiness. Belinda ended her relationship with Bertie all by herself. She didn't want to lie to him, and she couldn't tell him the truth. So she let him go.
Bertie got so mad he wrecked the picnic.
Bertie has a dreadful temper. I was worried about Belinda for a while, but she told me he'd never lay a finger on her, and I took her at her word. Bertie wasn't the person I should have kept an eye on. It was Ludovico. I had a feeling Ludovico was hiding something. Belinda stayed busy socializing with the celebrities around the complex. That gave me some time to do a little digging.
I heard you insisted on a tour of the labs.
I saw everything. The test subjects, the parasites. Spectrum Brown was never safe to drink. Those harmless, dead parasites at the bottom of every bottle. They were just dormant. They would have sold out in a month. This colony loves novelty. They'll eat up any new product we toss their way. A new cereal, a new Spectrum flavor. Ludovico knows that. From Emerald Vale to Byzantium, a parasite in every brain and a grin on every face. Every last one of us trapped behind a mask of joy. That's what Ludovico wants.
Ludovico realized what you were up to. He thought you'd expose his plans.
I was careless. I was risking Belinda's life every step of the way, and I never even realized.
Don't blame yourself.
I wish it were that easy. Still, thank you. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Nah. Oh, another level. How many more are there? And I have 3 points available. Yeah, let's shove them into lockpick. And since my tinkering is capped now, we can do this. I mean, still far behind the plasma cutter. Far behind. But that will still do.
Aha!
So, we definitely have a cleaning job to do, and we need someone to teach a lesson of compassion. So, yeah, we are taking Max and we're taking Sam. Also, it would be a nice opportunity. Yeah, we'll first probably go to Sedrick.
Muting volume now.
I've had quite enough of you!
Oof.
One order of spick and span coming up.
That was it, right?
A fight on our hands!
Flawlessly finished.
Now off to the spaceport. We do have a little bit of stuff to do there. I certainly like Sam's ability. That he just crashes from the skies on the opponent and starts to cover them in acid.
Clean. Lethal.
We'll be over quickly.
Neutralized.
Don't you frown at me!
So obviously Sedrick is not in here then, right? But it gives me opportunity to pick this dog. So it gives me an opportunity to go through his office. I don't have access to his guns though, that's just sad.
Prime's evaluation is sterling.
Okay, we actually have... No, not all of them. Okay. I thought for a moment that everybody is available.
Hey, Inspector! You're alive! That's terrific.
I need essence of sprat. Do you have any in storage?
You need... what? Why?
It's for an anti-parasitic I'm working on.
kidding. I should have known you'd be on top of things. That must be what's on my desk. We just got it in. Couldn't find it on any of our shipping orders, and none of us could figure out what in law's name it was. You're welcome to it. Just so you know, it's got a bit of a weird smell.
Stay safe.
You too.
Essence of sprat? Not the most obnoxious thing we've found. No, wait. I stand corrected. It is.
Inspector, you made it. Well done. I'm afraid you may find the spaceport is, at the moment, less hospitable than usual. My apologies. Regardless, you must have some purpose here. Do tell.
What happened here?
Whew. Whatever it was, it happened quickly. Like a wave sweeping across the shore. We were overrun. Survivors are still trickling in. We've put out a call to slug agents not at the docks to keep their distance. With the warehouse's stores, slug could hold out here for weeks, easily. Possibly months.
Ludovico is behind everything. Will you help me take him down?
Oh, my. You mean Lou was up to no good this whole time?
I thought he was just an asshole. Turns out, he's an evil asshole.
To be so uncynical. But tell me, why should I help you, Inspector?
Architect's balls, because I'm the inspector, damn it. What the heck, let's go with that.
Could I encourage you to pause and take a deep breath? I can see this has all been very stressful for you. You can expect slug support. I'll arrange for my agents to meet you at the distillation station.
Tell them to bring their best weapons and any personal issues they'd like to work out through violence.
I'll do that. I think one of our checkpoint guards is going through a divorce. As thrilled as I am to assist you in taking down Lou, we have barricaded ourselves in here for a reason. I imagine you have a plan for getting out of the spaceport safely?
I took out some of the infected on the way in. Should be safer now.
That I'd lose some of my agents to this violence was likely inevitable. Still, that is sad news, Inspector. Kindly save all further bloodshed for Ludovico.
I'm working with Helen to create an anti-parasitic.
With Helen? You don't say.
Yes, to create an anti-parasitic. Try to keep up. Wait, damn it, did you know she was alive?
You flatter me, but no, of course not. Knowing implies certainty. I merely suspected. This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non-infected selves? Safely? I believe I owe you my thanks then, both personally and on behalf of Slug.
Who ordered Essence of Sprat anyway?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say. A customer-supplier confidentiality and all that. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you while you're here?
No. He did point out a very good point that I just murdered some people who could have been potentially saved, just because it was easier for me that way. Now I feel shame about that. I could have done better, you know? So, oh boy, it's all the way over there. Yeah, I think just taking a fast travel option is the most sensible option. How do we get upstairs anyway? I mean, I do remember this place. Yeah, that makes sense now. I need an egg pod. Ah, God almighty.
Skills are unrivaled.
Take out the trash. It is clean, mean, and ready to kill germs.
Yeah, I get it, Sam. You're the best. You also probably operate at your peak efficiency, right?
Mutant purified.
And that explains the data pads. Corporate authorized the name Eridanium gigaseous to describe the life form. Once we determine whether the creature is a viable flavoring agent, confection ingredient, or drinkable after fermentation, Risa's company branding department will provide a more consumer-friendly name. The life form is a parasite. Dissection reveals an incomplete system of rudimentary internal organs, a half-creature, an unfinished accident of orthogenesis. But how can this be? Eridanus is hostile to all life forms. Parasitism implies a rich biological diversity. I theorize that Eridanium gigaseous is not truly endemic to the Eridanus planet, but was created in the organic waste of the same terraforming system that operates the atmospheric complex. Continuing my investigation, more reports to follow. Happy to be part of Risa's family. Maybe we can find even more datapads around here.
Mess with us.
On the job.
Are you sleeping there? You shouldn't. I know that is an absolutely horrible way to wake someone up, to carve them. But yeah. I'm hunting datapads, so... Oh, centrifuge is somewhere here. No, there is just an exit. Okay. Never mind then. Yeah, so that would be just an exit, right? I don't want an exit because the picture that I've seen showed 3 datapads. I've only found 1 so far, and I am unsatisfied.
Hit.
Not what I intended. Okay. Oh, apparently it's dead. So. I don't see datapads. Maybe they are in this cave. Oh, come on, that wasn't that. Oof, there are 4 of them. And this is like a mega canyon host. So I really gotta be selective how I approach these guys. But if the others are also like canyon hosts... No, one is a parasite sprawling, so... If I can just... Yep.
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
It's funny that he flexes that part. Oh craps.
Sanitization incoming.
Water.
Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Why, thank you, Sam. You're the best, Sam. Now, datapads? No? Weapon parts? Not exactly the best. Grenade launcher. Discovered several fascinating qualities of Eridanium gigaceus. First, the parasite's internal biology is, for the lack of a better term, highly modular. An elaborate system of organelles, nerve endings, blood vessels, and hormone receptors exist inside its flesh. When attached to a suitable host, the parasite behaves like a biological extension. A metaphor. Imagine shoving a bypass shunt into a terminal. The shunt is the parasite, the terminal is the host. Second, the parasite's nervous system houses a string of kernel-like cells capable of receiving and transmitting neurons. What are the implications? Thought manipulation? Thought control? Third, I've noticed an ambient reverberation in the parasite's nervous systems during periods of intense electrical activity in the Eridanus atmosphere. The larger specimens display a greater sensitivity. There is a direct correlation between the complexity of the parasite's nervous system and its size. Fourth, there seems to be no upper limit to the size of these parasites. I theorize that these caverns may have housed a particularly large specimen. In accordance with company policy, beginning taste ingestion test now. May the law protect my atoms. I think it's a bad idea. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe it's too late. How would I know? I have slight suspicion that I have missed one datapad. For that, please give me a brief moment. I will check if that is the case or not. Let me see. We are in Eridanus, or rather on Eridanus, or in Eridanus atmospheric complex, and there are caverns with, as it seems, only 2 datapads. Yes. Somehow this map also has a grenade launcher 3 marked as a unique weapon, to which I wholeheartedly disagree. Its name is Sile, just grenade launcher 3. It does not inspire me to pick it up. Let's utilize this exit, and then we will probably wrap our episode. Just want to see where it leads. Cool. It leads me close to Mantisaurus. Well, that sounds like a future me problem. Now, I would like to say thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. If that's the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, or otherwise let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. Hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.